If you know, you know. Now, Freddie Roach came out and stated that he don't understand what's all the hype about. Saying that Lomachenko is pound for pound number one is absolutely not true. He believes that Terence Crawford is pound for pound number one. He believes that Errol Spence is pound for pound number two. That's why they should fight each other for the pound for pound number one spot. The true pound for pound. That's what Freddie Roach stated. Now, that being said, apparently Freddie Roach agrees with me 1,000%. All these fans claim that I'm hating on Lomachenko just because I'm saying that he's not pound for pound number one. Then apparently Freddie Roach is hating too. Why will Freddie Roach hate on Lomachenko but praise Terence Crawford? That absolutely makes no sense. You would think he will hate on Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford already beat up a couple of his fighters and won to fight Manny Pacquiao. Meanwhile, Manny Pacquiao actually won to fight Lomachenko. And it was Lomachenko who turned that fight down a year ago because he didn't want no smoke with a Manny Pacquiao, even though he claimed his dream is to be as great as a Manny Pacquiao. However, you're going to duck a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao? You can't even beat a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao, but you want to be as great as him? In order for you to be as great as him, you at least have to be able to beat the old version of him. But you can't even do that. Now, moving on from that, obviously Lomachenko want to move down in weight now that things got hot. From Tank Davis moving up to 135. Devin Haney been calling him out. Comey and Lopez been calling him out. You even have Shakur Stevenson want to move up in weight and fight him. You have Gary Russell want to avenge his loss. You got all these fighters want to fight him, including grandpa versions of fighters like a Manny Pacquiao and green fighters like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. They all want the smoke, believing they could beat a Lomachenko. And Lomachenko is choosing to fight George next, a fighter that's not even on the top 10 of the 135 division. He's not even ranked on the top 10. He's another version of Corolla. So that's the number one pound for pound that y'all believe he's better than Crawford. That's why it's absolutely ridiculous to state that, because he's maneuvering around the veteran fighters like Manny Pacquiao and just ducking him in public, period, and not caring about his reputation because he knows he got the complexion for the protection. And to make matter worse, he's also ducking fighters that are green, not mentioning them like Devin Haney, a guy that is his mandatory for one of his belts that he won off fighting for a vacant belt when he was a champion. That's like unheard of, right? So instead of defending your belt against the guy who's ranked number one, is about to be your mandatory to get out of the way so it could be no issues for you to become the undisputed champion, you'd rather fight George, a fighter that's not even ranked on the top 10. If this doesn't show you that Lomachenko is not the fighter that the old media claims he is, I don't know what will. But regardless of any of that, Freddie Roach already spoke on it. He saw how good Terence Crawford is when he went against him. He also saw how good Errol Spence is when he saw him in sparring beating up everybody. So people have to remember that Freddie Roach trained the all-time legend, and that's a Manny Pacquiao. So he knows how good Manny Pacquiao is. And he sees Lomachenko being praised more than Manny Pacquiao was praised, or maybe just as much. However, he's looking at Lomachenko like, man, people won't be able to praise this guy much longer because there's too much smoke around him and he ain't no Manny Pacquiao. So obviously, when Floyd Mayweather was pound for pound number one, number two was Andre Ward. However, Andre Ward was so great. He had a gold medalist, haven't lost a fight since 14, even though he's fighting with a broken shoulder, with one hand really his whole pro career. And then he could never become pound for pound number one. And then you may say, well, if Andre Ward is all that, how come he never became pound for pound number one till Floyd Mayweather retired? And that's due to the fact that Floyd Mayweather never got dethroned. And that's the problems that Lomachenko has. He already got dethroned, obviously, but he got Terence Crawford and Errol Spence problems. And he also has to be able to defeat fighters with the likes of Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Lopez, Comey, etc., etc. And the list goes on and on and on. He's in his prime. Meanwhile, these guys are not. They still green. If Lomachenko want to be pound for pound so bad and he want a shortcut, do what Regan Diaz did and move up 2 weight divisions. Do what Mikey Garcia did, since you don't want to fight him due to your shoulder injury, and move up 2 weight divisions and fight a Terence Crawford, or even 1 weight division, and possibly Terence Crawford will meet you there, or Manny Pacquiao. So regardless of any of that, Lomachenko has to prove himself. So subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't, and listen to these casual fans.